things and regrets that I didn't know all this information when I was 15. I don't know how you spell annuity, where you say that if you have a home and you're about 70, 80, this is the right time to sell and negotiate with an insurance company how much money they'll be giving you, maybe monthly, 100,000. I was just thinking, if it is a smaller house and in an area which might not be so conducive to the insurance people, myself, you mean that I have to go back now to renting the house somewhere else? Like, I'm not expecting this 100,000 per month.
But just before you go on, I was assuming it is not the house you are living in.
Yeah,
I think I said that, isn't it? You are not dealing with the house you are living in. But because that one is not giving you rent. We are talking about the house that is giving you? Yes. You avoid rent by converting it to annuity. Am I clear now? Yes. Oh, the one you are living in, please. Except that if you are in a very expensive house, maybe a house 150 million, you can sell it to buy one on 10 million and you buy annuity for 40 million. Am I right? Yes. But where you live is primary. Your shelter is a primary thing. You must also ensure that you have a shelter with no mortgage. So you're not paying rent yourself. That's a no-go zone. Am I clear now? Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I have two questions. On annuity and bonds, which one would you advise?
Annuity and?
Bonds, government bonds, because they go up to 20 years, 10 years, and then the return is very high. And then the annuity, maybe the return is not as high. I'm an insurance person, so I know the returns on annuity. Now the next one is I've seen people building houses when they are 58, going to retirement, 59. Would you advise that somebody to start building a house? They didn't have a house then, but they want to use part of retirement to start building a house. How would you advise?
Okay. Let's first of all deal with the issue of bonds and annuities. They are not relatives. Annuity is not the issue of investment. It's liquidity. Are we together? Yeah. You are thinking about, you see, you buy bonds. Once it is liquidated, you can eat the money, isn't it? Annuity, you will never get the money back. So it's a way of locking in the money so you are sure, it may not even be much, but you are sure of that income until you die. So it's not, you don't compare, because the reason you are going for annuity is not because it's an investment. You are going for it as a security. Are we together? So if you really want to compare investment, if you go for bonds, you are going for investment. But be aware, if it is 10 years, it will become cash, you will get your million back, and there will be a struggle because there will be issues with your need to cover, isn't it? So you might end up that you had the bond in your 60s, when you are now 70, you are pro money. And yet the idea of annuity was to keep you in your old age, isn't it? Am I clear of the difference? So again, it depends on you. If you really, the bond is ready to give you a higher return, but it keeps allowing you to liquidate it. Part of the problem of money coming back to you is that your son had just lost a job, and you feel like this money, because it was supposed to be my old age, why don't I get to my business? Am I going to do it? And so the annuity robs your money. Again, don't go to it if you don't feel like it. The choices. And choices have? Yeah. So do not look at that annuity. It's just like pension. Let's be clear. A lot of people don't want pension. Especially people, these people calling themselves by strange names. They do not want pensions. Because at the age of 30, they wonder, what is pension? But the truth is, at time will come, they only consider it. What is the argument? I will invest, and I'll be okay in my old age. But I've just told you, again is telling me about the rental houses, isn't it? And you know there are three, I'm not talking to younger people, there are three advantages of pension. Number one, the government gives you a return for it. In order to encourage pension, that money is tax deductible. Am I right? If you invest in houses, you continue paying rent and taxes. Am I right? So how would you go investing where there is no tax relation and lose your tax relation? That's the first thing about pension. Number two, most pensions, and I'm not expecting lump sum, are just like annuities. You keep saving. When you reach retirement age, they give you a lump sum plus monthly money until you die and your spouse dies. Am I right in describing pension? So can you see the two are not the same? So even if you are investing, you need to have a pension and then invest in addition. Are we together? And that will be the same thing about it. Then there was a question of putting a house when you are very old. Now, obviously, if you are 58 and you are not going to sleep, ignore my advice. Because you still need a place to sleep, isn't it? So you may still need to build. But if you are 50, please don't wait until you are 55. You should not, and I think I said it clearly, you do not retire to live in a mortgage on a rented house. Don't go for a big house, but in a place where you have enough to eat, you have a place to stay, even if you got no other income. Are we together? So 58, doing it 2 years to retirement means you might be forced to still be building after you retire. Are we together? So it's not a very good idea. But if you did it, any time is better than no time. So I would still suggest, please, find a way of ensuring by the time you are in retirement, you are staying in your own house. It may be small, it may be ugly, but it is yours. Are we together? Yeah. Don't become a problem going to stay with your son, going to stay with your daughter, going for an animal. Stay here at a small house and you have peace of mind in retirement. I think you have the two questions. Oh, okay.
Sorry, Elena, I want to first acknowledge and appreciate you for many years. I met you first when I was in Form 1 in 1978. I don't know that, but...
Now I know you are not young.
Yeah, you came to give us a talk in a rock school in the Christian Union. So I still remember a very young guy with a big afro. I'm surprised you kept it very
I don't know who has been stealing my hair. You can tell them it was not like this.
So my question, Elena, is, and I need to touch on it. I got my first permanent job at the age of 40, because when I finished university, I worked in Mombasa, then I went abroad, then I came back, and I was jobless. So at the age of 40, I got my first job, and I think I retired at 70. So I'll work for 30 years. So I'll be having a pension, and my wife will be having a pension. I always pray that I'll be the one to go first, because I think it's better one goes out than enjoy it. Now, if that happens, can my wife enjoy that pension, even though she has her own pension with the same institution? Is that going to affect us or affect her for not having her children? Maybe the other one will not be there. But the one on the is okay. That's question number one. Question number two.
And question number one will be helped by the insurance lady.
Okay. I tried to invest, open up unit trust with Britain and other insurances.
Yeah.
And I found them, I am a better investor with my own money. I always get better returns on my money than if I wait to be told you will start sharing something after 10 years, then every year, and it always comes out way less than what I give them. So I feel that is another way of speaking from me. So I don't believe those things anymore. So maybe, and I'm not.
And I have no problem with that.
Okay.
If your investment is higher than central banks,
Yeah.
keep on it.
That's one. The last one
Yeah.
is have relatives who invested in buying property, buying a plot there, and in the retirement years, I see that he sells 1/4 of an acre plot in, say, a place like Kawaka for 10 million, and he enjoys the money, buys a nice car. Then the money gets finished, he sells another plot somewhere in Nigeria, and then he lives, and he's very okay. Well, of course, I realize selling property can be very challenging. But would you advise I sell earlier when I'm still strong, put it in the trust or in the bonds early enough? What's your take on it?
Yeah. Let me tell you my experience. If somebody has your money and tells you I'm going to sell a house to return it, please start looking for other sources. Am I right in your experience? When you want to sell, the people offer very low prices. And you don't want to accept low prices. The guy is still waiting. Sorry, I'm still trying. So, the 10 million may come after the guy has died in hospital. Because at the time he was supposed to sell, he never bought that, except if he is willing to sell the throw away. Right. In the meanwhile, he has a medical bill. And because we are not saying the only one, have the annuity, have the sale. Remember, you can have both, isn't it? And the guy sounds rich. So if he is that rich, why can he have both? Why must he have only one? And you can see both of them are weakness. One of them may this other one, value addition in real estate. It's a good advantage. But the problem is, with the time you want to sell, it might work, it might not work. So that's what I'm saying. However, if you are a better investor than the person you are giving money, please don't give it. Do your own investment. But that's one of the things I like during COVID, that even the best businesses suffer. Am I right, brother? Yeah, that's what you need to do. Who wants to be the last to talk?
Was the question of investing in pension and what?
No, I already told you. I already told you, whichever, as long as it's, and I gave you the reason for pension, isn't it? I gave you the reasoning behind it. But if you are sure the other one works, go on good. But I just told you, if your alternative to pension is selling property, understand the possibility you'll be in hospital and the land is not sold. Am I putting it badly? It's a reality. Many of us at our age are trying to sell. Am I right? Yeah, we know what you're talking about. But the fact that the trouble is, when people tell their stories, they don't tell you that the money never came on time. To me, whenever I need money, I just sell. I got to go to 10 million, I invest on it, I'm selling things. They don't tell you that when they wanted it, they never bought that. Right. But the reality is that of the ground. However, since it is not written in the Word of God, it's not a Bible verse. Whichever choice you make, it is okay. And I told you choices are. So I'm not suggesting you must go one way or the other.
Yeah, somebody wanted to ask a question, but you say it has been answered.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry?
Thank you, my elder, for the talk. I got retired early from work because we were retrenched. And I signed off my pension on an annuity. And I gave 15 years. I thought 15 years was such a long time, but maybe I'll have reached my going under. So now is my 9th year, and I'm getting worried because I only have a short time to go. I have a child who needs to go to, who is still in school. And I was just telling my neighbor that I have a very short time, and she said that after it's complete, that I might, is it true that I might have my principal back?
You are?
Principal.
If it's annuity, no. If it's annuity, if it is bond, yes. If it's annuity, it's a different principle. So is yours an annuity or you bought a bond? Annuity.
Yes.
Annuity, the concept of annuity is the person who has taken the money. I thought the insurance lady would explain it better than me. You want to explain annuity? Give your the mic.
Thank you very much. And it is exactly what you explained. You just have some money, for example, the money you paid at retirement, or if you have some, can sell a house, take it to an insurance company, and then you get a plan. You want them to be paying you 100,000 per month or 50,000, depending on how much you've given them, and up to a certain age. But even if you don't live up to that age, as he asked, your spouse can get the money after that, or your beneficiaries. But for the bonds, as you said, it's also long term, from 5 years all the way to 20, even 30 years. And what the question I was asking about putting in the bonds, you can put in the bonds because of the 16%. After 10 years, you can take that money and put in the annuity. So it's double, you benefit twice. Benefit twice.
Okay. Have you understood? And most pensions, and you can correct me, madam, most pensions is your pension If you die, your spouse gets 50%. Am I right, madam? And then it will go on until your spouse also dies. That's so basically. Am I right?
There's a question they're asking whether in annuity you can get your money back. You can't get your money back. You just private.
Yeah, because you committed.
If you die after 10 years, then you know your spouse will have a beneficiary to take over the balance. Then you can get the money back. Unlike the bonds where you get the money back.
Now you want the money back to die fast.
Yes, you die.
So that's what the contract. That you will get the return until you die. And part of that will be passed on to your beneficiaries. Okay.
I don't know whether our sister is satisfied. She doesn't look satisfied, but
Okay, I understand you say that my spouse or my child will take the money, but you see it's ending. There's an expiry date to it.
Just a moment. That's not with annuity. You actually, just a moment. You bought an annuity, so you are currently getting money every month. And then it was only for 15 years.
Yes.
That's not the annuity I'm used to. What is that called, madam? Is that what?
Yes.
Give the mic. We can't hear you. Yes, yes.
My name is Annie, I work with the insurance company, but I think the question she's asking, the policy must have taken is a life policy, where it matures at a certain time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to annuity, drops, you'll be given a quotation where you sign, and we, as the brother Nana is saying, you'll be paid every month annuity, and it's a certain interest that will be given until one passes away. But in case you pass away, it's a beneficiary person which will be given that money.
So yours is not called an annuity.
I
But
don't
you may
think
need
it's an
to
annuity.
use a private.
On a whole life policy.
It's a policy that sounds very good, but it sounds very good. But it's not annuity. Yeah. And it's not pension either. You give it a pension. Yeah.
let's agree how many more questions we have. We'll allow probably just 3 more, maximum 3. Yes, my brother, maybe you can come. Just come in front. Just come. Who else wants to answer? Come. The last, any other person? The third one? We are good? Okay.
The rest, they can ask me online so that we don't hold everybody. Is that accepted? And let me give you my telephone number. And I'm not insurance, I'll be talking as your brother. Are we together? So I'm not asking you to talk to me as a professional. It's just you ask your brother something, isn't it? Because I'm not an expert. Now, my number is 0743, then 034, then 157. Let me repeat, 0743, 034, 157. And you can ring me, you can SMS me, you can WhatsApp me, and we can discuss this further. So that after these two, the question can continue, but now digitally. I'm just Brother Nganga.
No, for start stage, the way you are talking, you know a lot more than that. Anyway, what I want to know is, when you look at the papers, these unlinked assets, there are so many millions, isn't there? Where do we go? Because I'm about to be there. How come the stories don't disclose this to other people, they will mess up you or things like that? Where do they get?
How come they are now in billions? Remember the other day, they are not there billions.
The government is just using it.
Billions.
Billions.
Okay.
What happens? Because
No, that one is not very complicated. It's simply many men, you and me, do not want their wives to know where they have invested.
Right.
Then they die in a hurry. And the bank has no way of, the bank it doesn't ask you for It doesn't for beneficiaries. Banks don't, many investment areas don't ask for beneficiaries. Am I right? All that money used to benefit the banks. Then a young man, by the way, at least a young man, came up with the idea, why did the bank benefit? Let the country benefit. So the money is not being donated for the welfare of the nation because of the foolish men who refuse to tell their spouses where they put the money. Okay, I'm just being hard on the man. A foolish woman who never told them. That's all. It's not complicated.
So it is trust.
Yeah. You do not. Maybe you do not trust your wife. You don't trust your husband. Whatever.
I'm worried because I'm already.
You are 76.
I'm 76, 77. Well, some things I don't think I can disclose.
I think it did not happen to you. Even if it was going to happen before today, now it can't happen. Because you will make sure there is a clear written will that will say where your money is, where your products are. So you leave a written document with a witness. So therefore, it cannot benefit the unclaimed financial assets.
Yeah, there's this going on. Now there's a lot of interference by those who are left with the lawyers. Actually, they are challenging in the will. The will is being challenged left and right.
Yeah.
So it's not guaranteed you'll be safe.
But the good thing with the will, when there is a will, it cannot be called it unclaimed. They wait until the court decides. After your children have worked, the court will finally decide. The money will go to wherever the court decides.
Correct. This is my last observation. In my place, I see a lot of this topic is the church. When a man collapses or dies, after 6 months, another will come back to him again. What's all this?
No, unfortunately, that was not part of my subject. Okay. We are talking economics, but I'm sure the chairman has heard. You need a topic about what is wrong with men. 6 months after the wife died, they are getting a child younger than their children. What's wrong with? That's a subject for next time.
Let me give an example of what he has said. Just last week, I was in the company of an ex-banker, and she was telling us a story of a man who had 55 million in their account. Every 3 months, he used to go to the bank and check the balance. Not to withdraw anything, just confirm the balance, and goes home. Every 3 months. So finally, they couldn't see him. So they decided to go and look for him, and they found he used to live somewhere in a secret room, in the Gorani, and he died. And they were not able to trace his family. So do you know where the 55 million went? But the person that brought me here, I think I'm directing it to her. And once you have the money spread across the period that you have given, do you ever get back your principal amount?
You die. Your beneficiaries will get the benefit. Good. Make your choice. I think the important thing was for you to have the information, isn't it?
Yes.
Then you make your own decision. Yeah. Thank you.
I want us to do it better than that.